Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You're standing a few kilometers away from the launch pad in Texas. Suddenly, the ground rumbles under your feet. Birds scatter from the trees. A sound like rolling thunder grows louder and louder. And then you see it. The biggest rocket the world has ever built. Fire and smoke billow from underneath as 33 engines roar to life. The sheer vibration in the air feels like it's rattling your bones. That's SpaceX's Starship. But here's the mystery. Just how powerful are those engines? Is Starship really stronger than the Saturn V that took humans to the moon? Or is this just hype? Stick with me because by the end of this video, we'll compare every legendary rocket ever made, and you'll see whether Starship is the king of them all. But first, let's step back. Building rockets is simple in theory. Fire engines until you escape Earth's gravity. But Earth's gravity is unforgiving. The heavier your rocket, the more thrust you need. Saturn V, the rocket that carried Apollo, weighed 3,000 tons at launch. Starship? Fully fueled, it's a 5,000-ton monster. That's almost like strapping an aircraft carrier vertically and trying to launch it skyward. Now imagine, if Saturn V already needed 5 enormous F1 engines, what would Starship need to even stand a chance? That's where the Raptors come in. But before we get there, let's zoom in on just one. Picture an engine taller than a man, pumping cryogenic methane colder than Antarctica's winters, mixed with oxygen chilled to nearly minus 180 degrees Celsius. When this beast ignites, the flame it produces could melt steel if not properly contained. That's the Raptor engine, SpaceX's crown jewel. One Raptor generates about 230 tons of thrust. Imagine 15 fully loaded passenger jets all taking off at the same time. That's one Raptor. And here's the kicker. Raptors use methane. Why? Because one day, Elon Musk wants to make methane on Mars and refuel Starship there. It's not just an engine. It's a ticket home from another planet. Sounds wild, right? But a single Raptor is just the start. Now, imagine 33 of these monsters bolted together at the base of Starship's booster. When they ignite together, the combined thrust is 7,590 tons. That's more than double Saturn V. In raw numbers, it's 16.7 million pounds of force. But let me give you a better picture. Imagine trying to lift the Eiffel Tower. Not once, but twice. That's the kind of push we're talking about. When these engines roar, it's not just a launch, it's like watching a small earthquake take flight. And here's the thing, SpaceX doesn't just want this rocket to launch, they want it back. Reusable, landed, flown again. But here's a twist. Most people forget, Starship isn't just one stage. Above the booster sits the spacecraft itself, the silver bullet we all see in photos. The ship has 6 Raptors of its own, 3 designed for Earth and 3 optimized for the silent vacuum of space. Combined, those engines push 1,380 tons of thrust, enough to keep the ship maneuvering in orbit, landing back on Earth, or, one day, touching down on the dusty plains of Mars. So, let's add it all up. Booster plus ship, 9,000 tons of thrust. No rocket in history has ever come close. But here's the question. Does more power always mean a better rocket? History says no. Let's compare. First up, the mighty Saturn V. You know, the rocket that carried Neil Armstrong to the moon. That beast pushed out around 3,500 tons of thrust. Absolute legend. Then came the space shuttle. Not as powerful, around 3,000 tons of thrust, but it flew for 3 decades and basically defined spaceflight for an entire generation. Next, the Falcon Heavy. That's Elon Musk's current workhorse, about 2,500 tons of thrust. It's the most powerful rocket flying right now, and you've probably seen those epic landings of its side boosters coming down in sync. Goosebumps, right? Now, NASA's shiny new toy, the Artemis rocket. That thing puts out about 3,990 tons of thrust, nearly 4,000. It's designed to take humans back to the moon in this decade. And then Starship walks into the arena. Not 3,000, not 4,000, we're talking 9,000 tons of thrust. That's more than double Saturn V. It's like 3 Saturn Vs stacked on top of each other saying, "Move over, Grandpa, the new heavyweight champ is here." So yeah, if rockets are boxers, Starship is the one that everyone else is just hoping not to get in the ring with. That's almost 3 Saturn Vs stacked together. But here's the twist. Power comes at a price. 33 engines means 33 chances for something to go wrong. Back in the 1960s, the Soviet Union tried to build a giant rocket with 30 engines, the N-1. It failed every time. So, is Starship doomed to repeat history? Or has SpaceX cracked the code? If you enjoyed this journey, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss what happens next. And follow us on Facebook, where we share daily quick updates. Now it's your turn. What rocket inspires you more? The legend of Saturn V or the future of Starship? Drop your thoughts in the comments.